Hey everyone, my name is Stefan Albrecht, and the country that I will be working on to share their culture today is Denmark. So what I'm looking to cover today is just the business formalities that we should try to strive to follow when we are meeting with the company in Denmark. The company I actually chose was Maersk. They're a Fortune 500 company, so obviously the culture would be very important, especially at their main hub.
Hey guys, as you know, we will be heading out to Denmark next week to begin negotiations with Maersk for our energy merger. I know everyone is really excited for this, but there are a few things that we do have to go over, so I will just jump right into this. So, as you know, there are many different cultures out there. In business meetings, we may not all know the best ways and the politest ways to really present ourselves to put our best foot forward starting negotiations. Today, I will just be describing the best ways to present ourselves in order to get a good start with our business partners in Denmark. So the only reason I am the one that is presenting this, I've been the one that's been leading the negotiations thus far, and I've learned a lot about their customs. So I feel like there's a lot I can share with you guys. Also, I do have some sources on the very last slide that I will be sending to all of you just for references if you would like to get more information. So what are we going to talk about today? First, I am going to explain the general information about Denmark business culture. Secondly, I'm going to describe the best ways to present yourselves. And then last, I am going to just tell you the specific things you don't want to do, things that may be a little bit more insulting to their customs that we normally wouldn't think of. So first I will talk about the general information of Denmark business culture. One of the really cool things that they have that I absolutely love seeing is their layouts. They have a massive open floor layout that really was started in Europe. And one of the cool things is Google is one of the first large companies over in the US to start using the layouts that most European countries used. And some of the big ones were actually started in this region of Europe. So one of the really cool things about them. Next is their schedules. They have very flexible work schedules. So they are completely based off of just getting your work done aspect instead of needing to be at work for a certain set amount of hours. Now, that doesn't exactly mean that they work less than us or they work more than us. It's just whenever they finish their projects, their works, what they're supposed to get through in a day or a week, they're done. So in some cases, it could be absolutely awesome. In some cases, you could be there a long time every day. So I guess it's just kind of depending what they're really working on for their projects. So just another really cool aspect. This leads directly into the best ways to present ourselves. Now, when we're presenting ourselves, what will make things easier is just understanding their values. One of the first things that really came to mind is just the equality among the workplace. And one of the things I found, which this is actually referenced here in the MLA format at the very end of this presentation, is their business decision structure. So whenever they are making big decisions like the mergers that we are going to be involved in, I'm talking to a full team. So they never have any of their decisions made by just one member or just the stock board or anything like that. They actually have it through their full teams to make sure that everyone is on board and everyone agrees with it. Next, they're a very tolerant culture. So the only things that would really be considered undesirable behavior in a workplace are really just violations of code of conduct. This also has a very large deal to do with their modesty and respect. They have very high values on this. Lastly here, they are very unmaterialistic. What I'm meaning by that is just that they don't hold a very high value on material objects. They rely much more on human relations and their relationships. This directly leads into they really appreciate hospitality and they love the showing of appreciation for how hospitable they are. That's one of the big keys is they really want to give you a comfortable atmosphere when you're doing anything involving anything with their corporation. So that's one experience that I've absolutely loved, just being to be around this company all the time, how hospitable they are. It's just been a great experience thus far. Next, I will shortly show you some things that you should not do in order to best represent our company. Small talk is something that in business meetings isn't really done much, but when it is, they really do not like boasting. With the fact that they are unmaterialistic and are very high valued, and the fact of respect and modesty, boasting is very negative for them. They really don't appreciate that, and it's not respectful, and it's considered very rude. When you are doing small talk, humor is definitely allowed. The only things that they really require is that nothing is sexist or crude, and just that the jokes are business appropriate. And then the last thing is just to be humble. Be kind and courteous, treat them as your neighbors. If you don't like your neighbors, treat them as neighbors that you would actually like. Lastly, now everyone, what did we go over? Very simply, you can see from the Danish values what the best ways will be to present ourselves during our negotiations. We must be kind and courteous. We must be modest, and we just need to show our appreciation for their hospitality. I have no doubt in my mind they are going to be just as hospitable with all of us together as they have been with me through the negotiations thus far, so this really should be a great experience. As I said in the start of our meeting, there are many different cultures out there. Fortunately, we're going to be dealing with a very laid-back and tolerant culture. Just be courteous, everyone. This should be a fantastic journey for us to hopefully begin a long and prosperous union. Let's make this merger.